Gosh, Swampert looks so cool in this.
Hi there everyone, your Pyral here with another vlog. So I'm going to be talking about Pokemon Emerald Seaglass. It's a ROM hack of Pokemon Emerald that I have been playing a lot of lately, and I've been enjoying it. Also, today, I just put this skin on my Steam Deck, as well as this case for it, which is neat. The skin is from D-Brand. I asked Rob what skin that he has on his Steam Deck, and he recommended D-Brand to me. It was a bit of a pain to put the skin on, and there's some wrinkles in it, just because, I'll be honest, they're like how-to video on installing the skin was not the best, but can't really notice any of the wrinkles in it just because the case is covering like most of the wrinkles. And the case I got for the Steam Deck is the JSOX mod case. There's a bunch of accessories that you could order on the website or through Amazon for JSOX, but really I just wanted the case itself just to have like a nice, like rugged thing to protect the the Steam Deck. And this was it. It also comes with like a little kickstand, which is very convenient actually. But yeah, Pokemon Emerald Seaglass is, if you can tell from the screenshot here, it's Pokemon Emerald, but with the aesthetic, the art style of the Generation 2 games. The overworld is basically redesigned to kind of match that aesthetic. It's not quite Generation 2-esque, but like the overworld sprites of the NPCs are. Same with Pokemon in battles. You can have Pokemon following you, which is pretty cool. And there's a lot of quality of life upgrades that have happened since Generation 3, and Pokemon Emerald Seaglass incorporates a lot of those. So first off, the physical special split from Generation 4 is in this game, so a lot of how I approach Generation 3 is different in this, since, for example, I have a Swampert on my team, and before, normally when I would play through Generation 3 games, like when I did the Emerald Let's Play, my Swampert that I had in that had a mixed moveset, like both physical and special moves. Here, I'm doing things a little bit different, making just a purely physical Swampert, even though it could still work well with special attacks. Another Pokemon that would be a good example would probably be Absol. I haven't encountered Absol yet, just because I am only I just got access to Surf today, so I've been doing a bunch of stuff that unlocks once you have that ability. And I am just now about to head east of Mauville City. So, yeah. But Absol would probably be a Pokemon that changes quite a bit, just because Dark was a special type in Generation 3, but Absol learns a lot of physical moves, so that's a Pokemon that changes with the physical special split. Then, let's see, what's a mechanic from Black and White? Not really a mechanic, but the Eviolite is... Oh, wait! Hidden abilities. Pokemon have access to hidden abilities, so, Drought Vulpix is available. Some Pokemon have had their hidden abilities changed in this ROM hack. For example, I want to say that Charmander has Drought for its hidden ability, just because Mega Evolutions are not in this game. But a Generation 6 mechanic that is in this game is the Fairy type. And with that, the whole type chart was also changed with Generation 6, so it's the more modern type chart. So Steel does not resist Ghost or Dark. That's another example. Z moves are added, mechanic from Generation 7, and Alolan forms are added. One thing I also forgot to mention is there's a lot of Pokemon available in this game. All 386 Pokemon from Generation 3 are available without trait evolutions. Pokemon were modified, so you just use an item called Linking Cord to do trait evolutions, or, for example, a Scizor you would use a metal coat on a Scyther instead of just letting it hold it and trading it. So things like that. And I think they might have changed how Magnezone evolves to be more in line with the modern games where it evolves with the Thunderstone. I might be wrong with that. But yeah, and in addition to that, I just mentioned Magnezone. Pokemon that have gained evolutions since Generation 3, like Magneton into Magnezone, are there. The only caveat to this is regional forms are not a thing except for Alolan forms. There's no Galarian form, so no Galarian Zigzagoon into Galarian Linoon into Obstagoon. That's not a thing. No Paldean Wooper into Clodsire, which is a shame. But yeah, the only Pokemon that are added in that are just not related to any Generation 1, 2, or 3 Pokemon is the Applin family and the Tinka... Is it Tinkaton? What is the Pokemon called? Tinkatink. The Tinkatink line. Yeah, for some reason those evolutionary lines are added, I guess. But, yeah. And aside from that, there's just a lot of features here in this ROM hack. The ROM hack currently, at the time of recording, is in version 3.0. Let's see. Pokemon movesets have been updated to be based on modern movesets. Some Pokemon have had their movesets changed. For example, you can get Sunflora, which was also buffed. They also buffed some Pokemon and changed some typings around. So Sunflora, again, the example, because I have one on my in-game team, is Grass Fire. And Special Attack was buffed. But because it's Grass Fire, they changed up its moveset to reflect that. And one of the moves it gets is Torch Song, which is the signature move of Skeledirge, the final evolved form of Fuecoco from Generation 9. And another example is Alolan Raichu. To get Alolan forms, there's a pinball minigame added in the Mavo Game Corner, and every time you are successful in like the 4 variants of the pinball minigame, you get a point. 2 points you could trade with an NPC in the Mauville Game Corner to get a random egg that will hatch into an Alolan form. And that even includes like things like Alolan Raichu, Alolan Marowak, or Alolan Executor, even though they evolve from regular base form Pokemon. So you would just get like an Alolan Raichu egg. But Alolan Raichu, which is also my in-game team, has Quiver Dance in its level up moveset, which I think is insane. An alternate form that is actually included, even though like Paldean forms, regional variants and whatnot, like Galarian forms aren't in, the Spiky Ear Pichu is included in the game, and that is a Pokemon that was buffed for this, just because it can't evolve. So I think it got like a noticeable special attack buff, a moveset change, and a new signature move called Thunderclap. And you could see level up moves, or just moves that a Pokemon can learn in general, in the Pokedex, which has also been upgraded. You can use the Pokedex to see the stats of a Pokemon, the moves that they learn through level up, or egg move, or move tutor, or TM/HM. So the Pokedex gives you a lot of information. Then, as well with that, they added some new items as well. I'm just like trying to think of all this off the top of my head, so it's going to be just very incoherent. But yeah, another feature that is added, they adapted the Dex Nav from Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. So with that, you can chain Pokemon encounters. You could use that to find Pokemon that you're missing, which I've been doing. I've been using the Dex Nav as basically my checklist for each area and catching everything that I can find, because I want to complete the Pokedex in this game. And the Dex Nav will also show you one of the moves that a Pokemon has when like the search level for a species is high enough. If it's holding a held item, it'll give you stars to see if it has a perfect IV, in addition to the 2 perfect IVs that a Pokemon will have whenever you catch it in this game, which is a nice addition to make Pokemon more usable. There's an item called the Wishing Star, which you can use in Rustboro City, and it will, whenever you use the Wishing Star, like, you throw it into this well, and it gives you a random Pokemon, random base form, I believe, and so no fully evolved forms, which is nice. You could just find Wishing Stars throughout the overworld. There's an NPC you could buy them from in Mount Chimney. Some areas actually were changed in the overworld. For example, Little Root Town, Rustboro, and Dewford have places where you could encounter wild Pokemon. So you could find Applin in Little Root Town, although you do need Cut to access the grass for that. You could find Eevee there. You could find Corsola in Dewford. It just makes a whole lot of Pokemon accessible. Every route has basically had their wild encounters changed to include like the wide variety of Pokemon that aren't in Generation 3. And also they made some Pokemon easier to get. For example, I have a Shelgon on my team because they made Bagon available in the first floor of Meteor Falls, when normally in Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald you would need Waterfall, and for that you would need the 8th gym badge. So yeah, speaking of Waterfall, they made HMs just really, really easy to use. You don't need to teach an HM to a Pokemon. As soon as you have the badge available and the HM in your inventory, you can use that HM, like just in the overworld, as long as you have a party member that can use that HM. So for example, I have a Swampert on my team. It does not have Surf in its moveset, but because I do have it, I have the 5th badge, I have the Surf HM, I could just Surf whenever. I have Sunflora with Cut in its moveset, even though it doesn't have it. Like, it could learn Cut, but it does not have it in its moveset, is what I meant to say. But because of that, I can use Cut whenever. Same with like Rock Smash with whatever, Flash. Just very, very convenient. Makes it so you don't have to waste a move slot on an HM, because HMs really aren't that usable, except for like Surf and Waterfall. There's added TMs in the game. I think so far I've seen up to TM 60, so that's 10 additional TMs. It's just really neat that this hack was able to do so much. And I'm not even, like, done with the game. I'm like 5 nonths of the way done with the game. I don't know how you can encounter legendary Pokemon. There is a document that you get alongside the patch for the ROM hack, which basically lists everything I said and more. I've not looked into it in much detail, but it does tell you where to find the legendary Pokemon and the mythical Pokemon, which I believe are just like late game events that were added. So that's interesting. Yeah. As I was saying though, Z moves are added, at least from what I can tell. Just the regular type Z move. So like there's no Stoked Spark Surfer for Alolan Raichu. There's just the regular electric type Z move. But maybe if I explore more, unlock more, maybe that'll be a thing. There's a shop in Pelberg City that gets more items as you get new badges, which they usually sell like battle-related items. So the feathers that raise Eevees are there. You can get the Rocky Helmet. You can get other things. Vitamins. I don't know. Also, when you press start on like in the menu, then you access your Pokemon's like stats. You can kind of see. I don't feel like fiddling with the camera right now. You can actually see like what the IVs and the EVs are, which is impressive. Just a lot of quality of life things to make your life easier. Yeah, that's really it. It's a very charming ROM hack. I will admit, like the Generation 2, like just like the very pixely style is just charming. Maybe because I've been playing a lot of Crystal Clear earlier this year, which is a good ROM hack of Crystal. So one thing, actually, at the start of the game, or you can just basically do this anytime you go back to Little Root Town. If you go into your room, there's a book which can allow you to enable some settings, like a hard mode setting, which I think sets a level cap that just increases every time you get a badge. I have not messed with that. And other things, I think like you could turn off certain animations. I don't remember because it's been a little bit since I checked, but that's a thing that you could do. I think the main draw of it is enabling hard mode. And then if you check the GameCube in your room in the game, you can actually input cheats that were added in. For example, there is one that just gives you an Applin, one that gives you a Tink-a-Tink, one that gives you a Spheal. And you can just do that at any time you want. I think there's one like to get you a random Pokemon of each type. So like there's a code to get you like a random base form ice type, or like a random base form normal type. I haven't really messed with it. The official document that comes with the patch does state some cheats that you could use. So that's one. Yeah, just things like that to also make things more easier for you, like, or if there's a specific Pokemon that you want to start like really early on that you wouldn't encounter later, you could do that. Just overall, really cool stuff. But yeah, I'm just gonna continue playing more Emerald Seaglass. Having it on the Steam Deck is pretty nice. It just feels like I'm playing a really big Game Boy Advance right now. So I've been getting my enjoyment out of the Steam Deck through this. I do need to play more Persona 5 Royal at some point, though. But right now, Emerald Seaglass is eating up my time just because I've been having a ton of fun with it. My Pokedex progress has been insane. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I recommend the ROM hack if ROM hacks are your thing. I don't really play too many of them. I mean, the last one I played was Crystal Clear. I'm waiting for more Pokemon Coral to come out. One that always sticks out in my mind is Region Adventures, which is an old Fire Red ROM hack. But since then, ROM hacking has come a long way. And it's just been very interesting seeing what you could do with Emerald Seaglass and what like the ROM hacking scene has done with this game. But yeah, that's it. I'm just gonna end it off here. So if you've played it, tell me what you think of it. It's just fun. Oh, let me talk about my in-game team. I do have a Swampert. I do have a Sunflora, which I have been enjoying using. And Sunflora, when it was a Sunkern, got me a clutch win against the Dewford gym leader. Because it basically soloed the entire gym leader. Because my Swampert, when it was a Marshtomp, fell to Brawly's Heracross because they updated the gym leader rosters. Because Heracross had Bullet Seed, and it was like, this is only the second gym. Why is there a good Pokemon with good moves? Whew, that was rough, but Sunkern somehow pulled through thanks to Leech Seed / Grass Whistle / Growth shenanigans. And it was a very close match. After that, I have Alolan Raichu on my team. Alolan Ninetales, which hatched from an Alolan Vulpix egg. Then I have a Scizor. And then Shelgon, which will eventually become a Salamence. So, yeah, that's my team. I've been enjoying using this team. It's very interesting playing through Generation 3 with a team like this, because I wouldn't. Because, I mean, one of the Pokemon is the starter Pokemon. Shelgon is encountered late game normally, and then the other 4 are not in Generation 3 at all. I mean, Sunkern is an Emerald in the post-game, but by then it's not even good, because Sunkern normally isn't good, but they buffed it in this game, or they buffed Sunflora at least. But, yeah, that's my team. Anyways, I'm going to end it off for real now. So, Thank you all so much for watching, and yeah, talk about Pokemon Emerald Seaglass. See you next time for another vlog. Later.